Hi again, friends. You notice I have our book this week, Papa and the Pioneer Quilt. Now, Papa is a pioneer. And talk about your mom and dad, what a pioneer is. Now, when our country was still very young and didn't have all of its states yet, a pioneer was somebody who wanted to go out and be the first to do something, the first to go to the land, or the first to start a group. A pioneer. We have Adventist pioneers too. They're the first ones that started the group that believes in Jesus today, and that believes that we go to church on the Saturday. Now, pioneers worked very hard. They didn't have phones or maps. They didn't have a lot of things that we have today. I have here a rope. Pioneers and people that traveled all the time back then loved using a rope to tie many things and to also pack. If you're moving, just like Rebecca and her family, you have to pack a lot of stuff, tie everything in bundles. And I wanted to show you a pretty cool knot that's strong to hold things tightly, but it's also easy to untie. And it's really simple because a lot of you do one move when you are tying your shoes. This is called a square knot. What do we call it? A square knot. So I have my two ends here, and I'm going to go, I have my left hand and my right hand. I'm going to put the right hand over and string it through. And I have my first part. We call that an overhand knot because our hand went over and then we tightened it up. For the next part of the square, you want to go backwards. The right hand was the one that moved the first time, but this time we'll use the left hand and we'll string it over, grab that side, and then pull it down. Now, that might not look very significant yet, but let me see if I can get a little closer. If I can get a little closer, guess not. But you know that you have a square knot when you can slide it. See that? And you can see a little bit of your square, a curvy square because it's made out of rope, but you know that it's a square knot when it slides the parts like that. Now when that square knot's really tight, it'll hold on to anything that you tie it. It won't slip. Your shoes won't get untied if you use a square knot, that's for sure. But it's really easy to untie because the knot is opposite. Isn't that cool? So one more time, right over left, pull it through, and then left over right. Our square knot slides. And don't forget, you can slide it in and out, but when it's nice and tight, that is your square knot. So try that at home. The square knot, pioneers used it. If any of you are in adventurers or you know someone in Pathfinders, they use the square knot all the time too. And it's really helpful if you want to tie something tight, but then you want to be able to untie it easily afterwards. Thanks, friends. I hope you have fun tying square knots at home.